Now we've talked about Rock Band. You want to hear something that a lot of people may not know about that don't follow Rock Band, the developer. You want to talk about customer loyalty and taking care of your customers. Of course, Rock Band 4 was for the next generation system, the Xbox One to PS4. Previous Rock Band games were on like the Xbox 360 to PS3. Well, if you got Rock Band 4 like I did on the and you're in the same family. So if you played and downloaded songs or whatever on your 360 and now you play on Xbox One, or if you were on PS3 and now you're on PS4, any songs that you downloaded that are attached to your account, you are able on your Xbox One or PS4 to re-download those songs on your new console at no additional charge. You have access to them. How many companies do that? Any company, if they're in a new game on a new console, you're just going to have to rebuy everything.
Oh my god, really?
You know, I mean, that's how most companies are. Harmonics was like, no, you bought them before, and it's tied to your account. So like me, I literally have hundreds of songs on Rock Band. So when I plugged in Rock Band 4 and got it all updated and everything, I was able to go into the song library and just simply re-download all these hundreds of songs that I had at no additional charge because I'd purchased them previously.
So you got to keep everything.
Yeah, even though it was a new console, new game, Harmonics is like they take care of their customers. They're like, you spent the money, you have a right to have this song. That's awesome.
Yeah, that is awesome. Like, I know
What
that. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, what other company does that?
I don't know.
I can't think of a one.
Well, you know what? Maybe I wouldn't know, but I never knew that. That's pretty
Perhaps
cool.
whoever's listening to this can comment down below if other companies have done anything even remotely similar. Not just on a game on the same console, like, you know, on Xbox 360 going from game A to game B, but going on a completely new console and having access to your DLC.
Oh snap! That is unbelievable.
It is. I could not believe when they announced that they'd do that.
Well, I mean, I knew that you could transfer your stuff from the Wii to the Wii U. Of course, I
But
didn't really. Go ahead.
that would be like saying, you know, I mean, again, yeah, you can. I mean, the Wii U is completely Wii backwards compatible, but this would be the same premise as, let's say you have a Wii game that has you had a bunch of DLC for it, and then they made a Wii U game, and you're able to use that DLC, like they release it so that you can download it and you don't have to pay again, and you can have it on the new game.
Oh, cool. That is
Really
cool.
take care of your customers.
I have to say that is pretty cool. I couldn't. Wow. You actually blew my mind with that one.
Blew my mind when they announced that.
Really. I'm like I I'm just I'm what is it? I'm gobsmacked. That's pretty much the best way I can put it, but still.
Yeah,
But
that's amazing. Harmonics, they're a great company. They really take care of us as rock band fans.
so yeah, there's something for you rock band fans out there. Um let's see. Um okay. So while people can go to your message boards or Facebook and vote on the matches, just as long as they read, who faces who and in what situation, like whether it's rung one or two, or if it's the contenders pool, hopefuls pool, something like that.
And
But
I do try to pretty much spell it out nice and easy and clear, and because when I type up the ranking, basically you see it in three separate posts. The first post has a video, so you can watch the matches. That's kind of the YouTube aspect. Unlike TehJew22, who does his little fed, who does his own commentary and all that, I'm just not good at character acting. I'm me. I mean, I'm just, it's my nature just to be me. I let the game handle all that, but I edit the videos, put the little intro and the outro in there. And then the second post is what I call the short results, which are just the typewritten. So if you don't want to see the video, or you only want to see a couple matches, you can at least see who won each match. And if something, like if there's a cut scene from the universe mode, I'll type that out so that you know there's kind of a story going on there. And then the third post is where I update the rankings. So whoever moved up, whoever moved down, show you who's on what rung, who's where. And then I'll tie.
What happened?
I'm going to have to change my controller batteries. Give me just a second here. I'm going to be off for just a second.
All right. Okay, so oh, while that's happening, and while he's doing his he's changing his batteries on his controller. Yeah, I've been friends with him for the better part of 5 years plus, and a very good friend of mine, and and I'll be sure to not only put his YouTube channel, but I'll also put like the message boards.
And I'm back.
And you're back. I was just mentioning that I would put your name and your message board link and your Facebook link so that people can participate in all that stuff.
Yeah, hopefully we can get at least one or two. We used to have a third guy, LJ.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened to him, but
I remember he had to not be on for a while. He had some personal things going on or whatever, and he just never came back. And I did have to say, having that third person, it did create some unique scenarios in some of our matches and our voting and all that.
And I mean, yeah, that's pretty much you practically just hit it on the head again.
What I was saying though, where I type up on the third post, it's first I update the rankings, then I have the little middle section where if there's something going on or if I have a new idea or something, I'll pitch it in there and let you guys comment and respond. And then below that, then that's where the booking section is, where we figure out the matches. I just take the rankings from above, bring them down. What makes it fun too, of course, and I'm sure TehJew22 probably loves this, when you have multiple people, we'll just use the singles as an example, in the same rung, you might have 3 or 4.
Yes.
Well, you get various things to vote for. You don't only get to choose the match type, you can say, oh, we want this to be a 3-way match, all 3 of them involved. Or if there's 4 guys, it'll be a 4-way. Or maybe you want to vote for them to be in a tag team match. Or maybe you just want, if there's 3 guys, you just want a singles match. The 2 higher seeds face each other. The third one sits out until the next show.
Yes.
So a lot of variables that come into play when multiple people or teams on the team side end up on the same rung.
Oh yeah, definitely. It just adds a dynamic of, okay, do I really want to see a 6-way match or a 6-man match, I should say, and then or if I want to see a 4-way match. It just depends on how many teams are in the same rung. And it's not just the rungs themselves, it also has to do with the championship matches.
Oh yeah. Yeah, because that adds variables too. Like if you have 3 characters for one of the top titles going on, then there's actually 2 singles scenarios, because you can obviously have all 3 in a 3-way match for the title. I'll also allow you to vote for a singles title match so that the higher contender faces a champion. The lower contender will just be the top contender the next show. Or you could do a contender match. The champion sits out, and the 2 guys face each other, and whoever wins gets to keep the contender spot, and the other one moves down.
Yes, I remember that, but we haven't had that in a while.
Well, I mean, we've had the possibility, but I think when those come up, you guys tend to like to vote for the 3-way.
Well, yeah, of course, just because it just makes things easier, not just for Jason, but mainly myself. But yeah, those are really good scenarios, and it just adds a lot to the matches. In fact, one feature that we used to have, but that was taken out from 2016 was the ability to make a custom match.
A custom show.
Well, no, like the custom match for the within the
Oh, you mean with the rules?
Oh, match creator. That's what it's called.
Yes.
Tell them about it.
If you've played like 2K14, WWE 13, and those ones, there's a lot of variations where you can pick, say, last man standing match, but then you can go in, you can customize the various match options. So you could come up with these weird hybrid matches where it's like, oh, it's pin or submission or first blood is what happens, or it's a last man standing or just a straight knockout, or I mean, there's so many little variables like disqualifications. You could have like a last man stand. Well, some matches, certain options become unavailable just because of the match itself. But if you went with like a normal match, you could go in and you could check the thing that says last man standing. So you could turn that on. And then when you go to these specific rules, you could have disqualifications also turned on.
Yeah.
Which doesn't make a lot of sense, but
you could do that.
And they did take that out in 2K15. They took it out on the next generation systems version of the game. And that one I only played from Gamefly. I rented it from Gamefly, but I had the 360 version, which still allowed the custom editing on the match rules.
Yes.
But then for 2K16, I went ahead and got the next generation, the Xbox One, and all that customization is not there, which is kind of a minus, definitely, because it was, again, when we had 3 people voting with LJ, we'd get these weird hybrid matches that were just every once in a while. It just, again, the rules might not make sense, but they were what they were.
Yes. They were what they were, man, and it's just, especially with WWE 13, which is the one I use. It is amazing. I will say that. And okay, yeah, I just noticed the camera was zooming in on you. I just noticed it now.
I wasn't looking. Yeah, he's got the video on his screen there from Skype because I'm Skyping for my Xbox One, and the Kinect camera will follow me when I walk around or something. And earlier, when he was doing a little test run of the recording, I looked and he didn't see it, and I was like across the room and it zoomed way in on me and then panned back.
Yeah, man. I just thought that was crazy. I'm like, whoa, what the hell? I could not believe it, but yeah, I really like his wrestling series so much that well, I would have to say that your wrestling eFed or your eFed, as well as that of some of the eFeds in the past, like Story Mode Federation. That was another eFed. In fact, it was the eFed, along with yours, that inspired me to do my own wrestling series.
Oh wow! I inspired somebody. That's rare.
No, I'm serious. You did do that. I'm like, and I was like, you know what? How am I going to do this? That was the number one question. Like, how am I going to do it? Like, because before I was like, I don't have a way to come up with matches. Like some people can just come up with matches like on the fly, but I'm not that good at it, or at least I wasn't at the time. And then WWE 11 was when Universe Mode was introduced.
Was it 11 or 12?
No, it was 11. I had the game.
I do too. I just haven't played it in like forever.
Yes, and then so the fact that the Universe Mode, it's kind of like Exhibition Plus. That's practically the best way to describe it, because it's not like Story Mode. But what I like about it is that they make the matches for you, and then if you want to customize it, you can. And that's what, was like, you know what, I can do this. I just needed a template.
Yeah. So I'm guessing in your case, you maybe sometimes go with the match it gives you, and other times you're like, no, I got a better idea.
Exactly. And that's pretty much the basis of my particular eFed. And and
What is the camera doing? It like panned down and then pan. Sorry, you can't see this on the video he posted up, but it was like the connect the view. It like panned down and then panned back up. I was like, what?
yeah, I'm like that. That's kind of weird though. But I'm like, oh well. But anyway. Uh, before I lose focus here,
Yes.
um, but yeah, you practically hit it on the head. Like I just either take the matches they give me, or I just change it. I mean, of course, from
What?
2011 all the way to 2013, which is the one I'm using right now. Um, I just if I felt that the match was just didn't make sense, I would just change it and then put just come up with something either using my phone as a random number generator, like I have a random number generator app, or if I actually had an idea pre-existing, I would use that and make a match like that.
Yeah, I like what you do with yours because you kind of keep that story going. Uh, you do the rivalries or something. It seems like uh, now I don't know if this is your exact format or something. When two guys have like a quote unquote feud, does it kind of take a guy winning over the other guy two times in a row to end the feud, basically?
Um,
So if they start trading wins, because you'll be like, oh, they're if person A wins, the feud's over. If person B wins, the feud continues.
yeah, well, basically, it's kind of like a best of five, but in a way, it's not. Yeah, it's kind of like that, but it's the first two either win. Like if you win the first two matches straight up, the series is over because I don't see anybody getting out of the series unscathed. So if you win the first two matches, you win the series right then and there. But if it's like 1-1 at the end of two matches, and then the person wins the next two straight, then the person that wins two straight ends the feud. Or if it happens to go to a deciding fifth match, whoever wins that wins the feud.
Okay, interesting.
So it's not a traditional, what is it?
Best
Best
of
of three.
five.
Yeah, best of five. Yeah, but that's pretty much the format in its simplest form. I mean, there's other variants on that, but that's the simplest one.
Yeah, so basically it is kind of what I was thinking. If you win two in a row, except the limit would be five. So if they start trading wins, they can't trade wins forever.
No, and that's when I need to have that fifth match. And in fact, I even have my feud list right now. Normally, I would not mention this, but since you're a big wrestling fan, I may as well mention some of them right off the top of my head. Let's see. Um, let's see. Well, I'm trying to think of a good one. Probably CM Punk against John Cena. That's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
As currently Cena leads 1-0, and you know what happens if Cena wins? The next one.
He wins the feud.
That's right. And you know what happens if Punk wins?
The feud continues.
Yep. Hey, you got it, man. You got it. I'm telling you.
It's a pretty simple concept. I'm kind of a smart whip sometimes.
Yeah, but yeah, definitely. But okay, and then as far as championships, like you used to use the game's own championships, but then later on they added a feature for certain championships, like custom championships.
Yes.
And I'm like, wow, I'm surprised you were able to name your championships Extreme Team Wrestling Champion.
Well, what's cool is they're all like separate words. So like extreme is actually in the game it's spelled like extreme, like ECW, EXTREME.
Yeah.
And then they have another word that's just simply team. So they just have a series of words. They have a couple of terms like you can have United States is actually like one slot basically, or tag team. They actually have tag teams, so you can use that as one slot.
Oh yeah, these are call names. These are like if you put like a bunch of words together, you would get Extreme Team World Champion.
Exactly. It's so cool. I love that.
Yeah, except when and only Rick and I know about this, but except when the announcer is drunk. Tell them what I mean by that.
Yeah, when she gets drunk and doesn't know what the hell she's talking about.
Yeah, it's basically just a glitch where she says things that you shouldn't have said, but it's like
it's like she'll say the name of the winner of the previous match. It's like, the following match is for the Extreme Team Championship. Winner is da da da, and it's just like, what are you talking about?
Yes, folks, you gotta watch. You gotta watch some of the matches just to know what we're talking about, because it's like it's so it's so freaking funny. It's not even, or actually, it is a joke, but it's funny.
You can also find me on Twitch at RickXTN, and that's another thing. When I play out my 2K16, and that was part of the influence. I mean, they made an Xbox 360 version of 2K16, but I was thinking, oh, I can stream this on Twitch.
Yeah, and I thought that was a great idea.
TehJew22, he was in there. In fact, the last show I did, it ended up being a ginormous show. I think it was a total of 17 matches.
Yeah, I kind of lost count, man. That was just...
And so I'll type chat some of my stuff. I use the headset and the microphone for other things too. And yeah, when we get to the intros, it's like, oh, there she goes. She's drunk again.
Yes. It's... You know what? Now I may as well also throw in your Twitch link as well, just so that people can go and subscribe, or not subscribe, but follow you. That's the equivalent of subscribing on Twitch.
Don't follow me too close. I'll think you're stalking me. Oh, I mean.
well, not like that, but you know what he means. Oh my god! But no, seriously, it's really nice that you can customize your own championship. Sadly, in the Wii versions, like especially from 11 or actually no, 12 and 13, you can't make your own championship. Sadly, in the Wii versions.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It might not have been until 14 that you could do that on the 360 even. I'm not sure, but...
Well, even...
Because first it was actually, you could just slightly edit your belts, and then it became a thing where, like, now you can just straight up customize it.
Yeah, I really wish I could customize my own championships, but sadly I can't. I have to use the championships that they give me. In fact, as far as my universe, or not my universe, but rather my wrestling series, I used to have to use all the belts they gave me. You know, because you couldn't vacate them.
Ah.
Like, I couldn't do it the first two games because they didn't have a vacate feature, so I had to use all the championships, which, as much as I hated to do it, I had to do it. And then by the time I got to 13, that's when I had to really reduce the number of championships, because I just thought too many championships, as great as it is, it's just kind of like oversaturation. It's like, I want there to be as few championships, but just enough to where everybody has a shot at a championship, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Kind of somewhat realistic, where it's not like overdone.
Yeah, definitely.
That's another thing with my XTW. I do keep introducing the other titles. It's more just a superficial thing. Basically, on the single side, when there's a contenders pool, when it's a 6-man match that you can use the title in. Because like the ladder match in the 6-man, it won't let you do that because the game only thinks it's money in the bank. It's only for a briefcase.
Oh, of course.
But I'll introduce a singles title. So there's a bunch of guys with a bunch of different titles, and if they can defend it in a match, rung 3, rung 2, unranked even. But of course, the main titles are the XTW titles, and you can always tell those because the singles titles champions, the strap on the belt is red. On the tag team side, the strap on the belt is blue.
Oh, of course, because you can design the strap any color that you want in addition to the actual gold on the belt.
Mm-hmm.
As well as maybe a few words here or there, but I'm like, Yeah, that's another cool feature that I liked that sadly was not in the Wii versions. But you know what? I'm just thankful they had some good championships, like the belts themselves, if you know what I
I
mean.
do miss a belt that was in some of the earlier games.
Which one was
That was
that?
a completely made up belt for the game. The Champion of Champions belt.
Oh well, the what is it? The Wii version. I still have that, but I haven't unlocked it. Or actually, no, they took that out. I'm sorry, my fault.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they took
I
that
just
out.
missed that. That was just it was a cool, unique belt. I mean, if that still existed, I would probably just use it for the main title, just because I was like champion of champions. It's perfect.
Yeah, it was perfect, and I liked it, but sadly they took that out. And what can I say? I couldn't. But it was a championship I had considered, but then I just had to stick with the traditional championships, especially in the first two games that I used in my series, if you remember. But I do like in 2013 you can assign a belt to be the major belt, or at least
Yes.
that's where they started that little concept.
Yes. Yeah, when you
Yes,
can make your when you can yes, yes,
yes,
yes.
yes. We just have too much
Yeah,
fun with
you
that.
can create a major show or a minor show, and on the major shows, you can assign which is your major title, which is your minor title,
Yeah.
like Intercontinental US, your female title, and your tag title.
Yes. I really like that just because for the women I just like the women's championship better. It just sounds much better than the Divas championship. So much so that I use the Divas championship as a secondary title.
Yeah, it sounds better and looks better. I mean, it looks like an actual title, not like a costume belt or something. Right?
Yeah, right, definitely. In fact, not too long ago, well, actually, I'll get back to that part in a moment. But then there's also the tag team championships. I really did not like the the ones that look like pennies. The unified championships.
Yep.
I just thought that was one of the shittiest belts I've ever seen. I was like, come on, really?
Yeah, when they first unveiled it, I think we all had that reaction. I mean, for me, I've gotten used to it. I guess you could say. It doesn't mean I like them, but when they first came out, it was like, what the hell?
Yes, what the hell is it? It's just a bunch of pennies, and I'm like, you know what? Screw it. I'm just gonna make that a secondary tag team championship, which I did. I did do that, and then whoa. Oh, okay. I was just watching the TV right there, but yeah. Let's see. The top championships would be the World Tag Team Championships, and then the other ones were, well, I called it the World Wrestling Federation Tag Team Championships because it just sounds much better than WWE
Yeah.
by a million miles. And then like the top championships, I have the World Heavyweight Championship, and then I have well, it's supposed to be the WWE Championship, but I call it the World Wrestling Federation Championship just because again, it sounds much better.
Yeah.